When's the last time you calibrated your pump? Why is calibration important? Have you ever calibrated it? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Hey everyone, this is Kyle Tucker here with another video. Today I'm going to talk about pump calibration and why it's important. And I'm going to talk about one easy, simple way that I calibrate my pump. And it's just a simple bucket check, calibrating with a bucket check. So there are different types of pumps out there with different types of pressure regulators, but every lawn care pump setup needs to be calibrated. So why is calibration important? First of all, well, it determines how much or how little product you're spraying on the yards. Okay, so if you spray light, you're not putting out enough product, which could lead to poor weed control. If you're spraying heavy, you're putting out too much product that could potentially damage your turf and also possibly break some laws in the process by not following and reading the labels properly. So calibration is very important. One simple way you can do that is by using the bucket check method. And when I say bucket, I'm not talking about a bucket like that. I usually just go with a 2.5 gallon jug. This is just an old chemical container of 3-way herbicide here. It's been triple rinsed, but I just keep this on my truck because you really need one that gives you the indicators of how many gallons you're spraying. So I am set up, my pump setup is I spray at 2 gallons per minute. So it's very easy to check, very simple. You just get a bucket like this, turn on your pump, get your hose, and just spray directly into the bucket. But like I said, you really need one that shows where you are. So if you're spraying at 2 gallons a minute, just get you a stopwatch, spray, up to 2 gallons. You can even do 1 gallon per 30 seconds, but I feel like the whole minute is more accurate. So let me get my pump started here. The only things you need is just a bucket like this and another phone, another stopwatch, something like that. So allow me to demonstrate. So as you can see here, I'm under 2 gallons a minute. So I stopped spraying right when I got to 1 minute. So I'm under 2 gallons a minute. So what do you need to do in that case? First of all, pour your product back into the tank there so you're not wasting any. Let me get up here and I'll show you my pump setup. All right, so here's my pressure regulator here. I've cut the pump off just so you can hear me talking, but you can actually do this while the pump is running. You just lift up on this. There's a little knob here. You turn it to, I always have to play with it. I can never remember. I think you turn it to the left to raise your pressure or turn it to the right to lower your pressure. It could be the opposite way. So I'm going to play with that for a minute. And then once you got that kind of where you want it, and you close that back down, and that locks the pressure back in. So let me do another bucket check. I just raised this. So you do another bucket check and we'll see where we're at second time around. So sorry about that. I really need 3 hands to do all this. So what I'm doing is, as soon as I hit the stopwatch, I'm beginning to spray in the tank, in the bucket there. But this second go round, I was right above 2 gallons per minute. It's that's just a slight little heavy there, so which is totally fine. You don't want to overflow the bucket during that 1 minute. Then you would need to lower your pressure. But the first time around, I was a little light. So again, I lifted this, lowered the pressure, or raised the pressure. And then you have little gauges here too, different levels here. One, you can, level 1 is kind of lower pressure. You can put it on one of these middle ones that immediately raises the pressure, and then you could go, full in here. But usually that first or second mark there is kind of where you want to be. So being just over 2 gallons a minute is fine. It's okay to spray a little heavy, especially if you walk fast. This time of year, your lawns are dormant. So if you have some post-emergent weed control mixed up in there, like 2,4-D or 3D, there's no risk involved in doing any sort of damage. Once you get on to spring, late spring, when it starts warming up, you have to really be careful about mixing heavy, especially if you have those post-emergent products mixed in there. Always read the label. I say that a lot in all of my videos. You don't want to overspray, and you don't want to spray more than what the label says to per calendar year. So every label has a maximum amount of product that you can spray per calendar year. So you really want to be careful when you're mixing the product, but spraying too heavy can do some damage to some lawns, especially once they've greened up. So in the fall and the spring, you want to be careful of that. In the winter time, when the lawns are dormant, it's okay to spray a little heavy. You're not really going to damage anything. But I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you learned a little something today. Just get you a 2.5 gallon jug like this and do a bucket check, and keep yourself calibrated. Thank you for watching.